10
seconds.
Best intentions.
Can I get a mule check?
6, 5.
Okay, fade to black.
3.
All last Tuesday, all the time.
Nestle Wonder Ball!
You can find the new surprises inside a Wonder Ball.
Whoa! It's Pokemon!
Gotta catch them all. Oh, I wonder, my do-I-oo. What's in my Wonder Ball?
Nestle chocolate with big surprises.
I got chewy candy and a cool hologram. I got candies that change color. It's always a surprise.
Nestle Wonder Ball. It's candy and chocolate and a prize in a box.
What's in your Wonder Ball?
Roast goose, filet mignon, escargot. Is that chocolate? It's cooked snails. Sounds nasty. Trust me, it's delicious.
Excuse me.
Hello, I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views on all the episodes I must review. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I'm actually reviewing a Loud House episode of Season 6. And sadly, it was a bad way to start Season 6 off, especially when I started to pick up some vibes from a certain episode in Season 5 that I noticed of what they tried to squeeze into this episode. Don't Escar-go. Funny, I didn't know we were actually starting to mix up food words in a title. This one is the 3rd episode of Season 6 and the 249th episode. Surprisingly, this was actually the first episode to actually air, which I'm pretty fucking confused about why did this one came first besides the birthday episode, which I'll talk about later. You know, at first when I saw the title of this episode, this looked like it might be centered on Clyde McBride, like something might actually be happening for him. Maybe this might not be such a bad episode when I first actually saw the title of it, but when I got through it, yeah. Let's talk about my first Season 6 episode I'm actually reviewing.
We don't talk about COVID, no. We don't talk about COVID, but...
That one looks delicious. Hey, where's the cream filling?
I also bake pain au chocolat, pain suisse, and croissant.
Such an amazing little cook Clyde McBride is. Brings back so much good memories when he did so with Brave the Last Dance. Somehow Feast or Family would have been better if Clyde McBride was actually in that episode. Once you think about it, so much food he's actually cooking. Let's find out what the occasion really is.
The reason I created this celebration de friendship...
Clyde, can you get that? And please, be careful. That phone is older than our 1930s Dust Bowl glasses.
And yeah, is there no way you guys can't even fucking consider actually getting the modern phone besides using the damn old telephone when Benjamin Franklin was around? Because those kind of telephones are a pain in the ass to use, even when you're at an antique store.
Hello?
Clyde, it's Nana Gale. Oh, I got big news.
Nana Gale! So great to actually see her again. There's something about Nana Gale I really need to talk about, but I'll get to that in a minute. Right now,
My best friend, Flora DuPont, just came to town for a surprise visit. She happens to be the dean of one of the finest cooking academies in the world.
I know that academy. It's nearly impossible to get in. They wouldn't even let the Queen of England in. Granted, I've heard her sponge cake is dry.
I can possibly tell you the 3 reasons why they wouldn't let the Queen of England actually be in it.
I love cake so much.
Clyde, get your buns over here and bring your baked goods, too. If Flora tries them, oh, she should have let you in.
Okay, about what I said about Nana Gale, you know how in the way in camp how we actually got to see Lynn Sr.'s father, or AKA the kids' grandfather? Well, somehow later in the season, in either season 6 or if they decide to end the show in season 7, we finally actually get to see Lynn Sr.'s mother, or the kid's grandma for that matter. And you know who she would actually be voiced by before it's time for her to go? Here's my voice choice of option.
Oh, you're getting soft, boy. You need to get more physical. Take me. I do 100 sit-ups every morning. My belly is hard as a rock.
Yes, I fucking said it. Pat Carroll should actually be the kid's grandmother, aka Lynn Sr.'s mother. I mean, think about how the way she did Grandma in the actual Garfield series.
You tell that young lady of his that she couldn't find a better man than John, and she better not blow it, or she'll have to answer to me. Oh, and Garfield, eat a piece of pie for me.
And think about how the way her personality would actually match this character. Would that not be a good voice choice option before Pat Carroll has to have her time move on? Let's get back to the review. Clyde actually said yes to this offer. You know, I would go ahead and say fuck that, but honestly, this sounds like a good opportunity for Clyde. Then again, it really gives me a real splitting headache every time I gotta think of the abomination that started season 5.
Dean DuPont said I just have to pass one last exam tonight. I have to cook her an entire dinner. If I nail it, I'll be into the academy. Yeah!
Oh, but there is one more thing. We haven't discussed the subject.
The school's in Paris. No!
Oh, no! For the love of God! Are you serious?
No! Are you shitting me?
Oh, it's happening again. Clyde's leaving us, just like when Lincoln Dunn went to Canada.
Shut up! Shut up right now! Say one more word, one more!
Oh God, Liam, please don't fucking remind me of that. It's too painful to even look back. I'm sure it's fucking lucky I didn't even do that on my own.
Let's not lose our heads here.
Lose our heads?
God help us.
I'm not 1,000% sure I'm going yet. They might not even pick me.
Your food is divine. Of course you'll get in.
I'll miss you guys like crazy, but this is an incredible opportunity. Where else could I learn to cook so many? Concombre allemand, escargot.
Okay, whether you guys believe me or not, I went to try escargot from a friend of mine because he tells me it's really not that bad. I went to take a taste test of it. Fuck that. Tastes like a fucking shoe that's actually mixed with slime. But I did not spit it up in front of my friend. I've heard there's so many other bugs you can actually fry up and actually eat, but snails? Fuck that. People got really bad taste in France. So whose fucking idea was it that they could actually eat cooked snail? But somehow Lincoln and the Freckle Gang actually think that somehow they can actually have Clyde actually learn his culinary skills in Royal Woods instead of just going into France. The question is, who's gonna teach Clyde McBride?
Bonjour, Clyde. Ready to cook French food? I'm so excited, I can't wait.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Loud.
As Kim Possible would say, okay, not exactly who I had in mind. I actually had this guy planned in mind.
Cuisine, l'Champs-Élysées, Maurice Chevalier.
That guy kills me laughing every time I see this movie.
We're going to make escargot, just like you were going to learn in Paris. The sauce. Get it? Because we're cooking snails.
Yeah, that joke is so funny. I feel like eating pig intestines. Seer must have a brain the size of a cookbook if he even knows how to even cook some of this shit, especially when it's from different culture. But has he even ever cooked snail before?
Let's start by mixing some butter. Look alive. Lunch rush is starting.
Should I come back later?
No, you'll learn on the fly.
When you leave this world behind and bid your kiss goodbye, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
Next step, add some garlic to that. Hold on, don't forget the nacho cheese.
Survey says...
Uh-oh!
Me, I'm over here with Bolita, and we're having sex.
So many lions!
Uh-oh, I can already tell where this shit is already going.
Oh, it's way too hot. No worries, just add ice cubes.
Okay, you're the teacher.
Oh boy, this is gonna look even more disgusting than my own recipe of cooking oogie goo.
Some rotten eggs, burnt sugar, jalapeno peppers, Limburger cheese, some anchovies, bacon grease, one of those guys, and your daily requirement of iron. A couple of slugs, some leftovers from the school cafeteria.
Something smells good in here.
Oh, sick!
Gotta pour on that pesto. Need to use that milk before it goes bad. I gotta throw those fish heads someplace. Time to dump all the chunky chili. Stir till frothy. Finished. Order in the window.
That's disgusting. Okay, why would the fuck you even serve that to somebody? That even doesn't even look like food at all. Shit, if I saw something like that, I'd throw it in Chandler's face.
Sorry I got busy, Clyde. So, did you add the garlic?
Oh, I added everything you said. The crew is enjoying it right now.
That didn't end well. But somehow Lincoln and the Freckle Gang aren't giving up too soon. They decided to find another cook in Royal Woods that could actually help Clyde out. And you'll never guess who they actually bring back.
Chef Pat, do you know anything about French cooking?
I know everything. I used to be the head chef on a 60-foot yacht off the French Riviera. Here, try a nutty buckwheat galette.
I'm gonna actually eat that later, because I just had Arby's. And you may not want to actually use the toilet for 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes.
Chef Pat, you have to teach Clyde all about French cooking, or else he's moving to Paris. Please.
You know, there are times I hate it when people get down on their knees and grovel like that. It kind of shows weakness. I know Paris is awful and so many girls are not really that friendly, but honestly, this is a real great opportunity for Clyde to actually do something. I mean, none of the characters can't even last forever. They don't use Chunk very much ever since band together when they decided to let him join the band. And yet he did come back for a nick of time, but he never showed up so much again. So we gotta have a story that focuses on Luna more.
I'll do it on one condition. While I'm with Clyde, you guys gotta take care of my niece, Waffles.
Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell does it look like, Lana?
If she tries to bite you, give her Waffles. They calm her down.
I never thought I'd say this myself, but remind me never to have kids. Especially when they turn out to be like that. Anyway, let's get cooking.
I was thinking we could try this quiche Lorraine recipe.
Okay, but I got a whole school to feed, so we're gonna need to multiply this by like, 500, I think. Math wasn't my best subject. I'm more of a fine arts gal.
You know, thinking of eggs reminds me of an anime show called Shuffle, where one of the girls can actually really cook eggs light and fluffy, like a huge tray omelet. And I do like my eggs sunny side up.
I'm starving and Waffles won't share.
You know, if I had the nostalgia critic on this show, he'd be scared fucking shitless of that little girl.
And I'm scared fucking shitless of it!
As I'm scared shitless as Lenny actually running over somebody's cat with Dad's lawnmower.
Hey, got any snacks in there?
Oh no, we used too many eggs!
I don't think this Chef Pat thing is working, dogs.
If you ask me, Russ Boy, there's a lot of excellent choices.
Now I hate to do this, but we're gonna have to go to Plan B. Sabotage's final dinner tonight.
You wouldn't.
You know, as bad as I hate liar reveal episodes, I really hate episodes that happen to do with sabotaging someone's plan. This is fucking deja vu all over again with Don't You Forget Me. And believe me, you're not gonna like this as much as I did. It's not Lincoln and the Freckle Gang actually show up at McBride's house.
Thanks for coming, guys. If this dinner goes well, I know I'll be moving, but don't worry. I've already started working out a daily schedule for video chatting.
You five will regret this. And to think Stella would have been the fucking voice of reason already about this, but nope. Once again, she has to go along with her stupid plan.
Guys, this is Dean DuPont. Dean DuPont, these are my friends. They insisted on being here for moral support.
Or to be a bunch of assholes who don't like to accept the changes.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Enchanté with a cultured young man.
Beloved, that's a laugh.
Shut up, you asshole.
Let's just get on with dinner, okay?
I'll now bring out Lay Our Dove. Clyde, let me give you a hand.
Why are the writers and producers actually making Lincoln feel so unlikable to us? Hell, I find Lenny and Luna even more likable than he is. Then again, Lana Loud, she has some excellent episodes.
Now, where did I put the fresh chives?
You dick! You dick!
You dick! You dick! You dick! You dick! You dick! You dick! You dick!
You dick! You prick! Do you even know what's gonna happen to somebody's body if they have too much salt in it? Seriously, this kid does not think things through before he does it.
Perfect. And here are the mini croque monsieur. Why do you have 2 plates? This one's for the cats.
Ooh, sucks to be you. This is fucking deja vu all over again from season 4. And that's what I like about Lincoln. Anything he can mess up, he will mess up. And to think Cinderella would have done something like this to Lucifer.
Clyde, c'est un délice.
Time for the second course.
I'll take this one.
And you all probably guess of what the fuck's gonna happen here, because let me tell you something. It's the same kind of trope that's been happening since season 1.
Oh, don't worry. His inner monologue that never shuts the fuck up will make up for that.
Les poissons, les poissons. With a cleaver, I hack them too. I pull out what's inside and I serve it up fried. And I love little fishes, don't you?
You know, I find it annoying and funny at the same time that Rusty would actually put hot sauce on someone else's food when really he actually got that same deja vu shit in Past Your Bedtime. That dish ain't gonna go to anybody, but I'll tell you who's it gonna go to.
Actually, this one is for Zach.
Survey says...
Whoa, you got a big ass. There's a little urban renewal going on in my pants. That's what's happening. God damn.
You know, anytime when it comes to Lincoln or somebody else trying to sabotage somebody else's plan, I just fucking laugh out loud about it because I just like seeing how they could just fuck shit up so easily.
Zach, I know you're not a fish guy, so I made you a chicken substitute.
Thanks, Clyde. How thoughtful.
Come on, Zach, take a bite. Clyde went to a lot of trouble.
We don't have all day, Scott. Eat.
Come on, take a bite. We ain't got all night, Zachary Binks.
It's a little spicy.
At least he doesn't have fucking allergies.
Survey says...
Well, while you all enjoy the salmon, I'm gonna bring out the main course. Shallot showered entrecote.
Hey, Clyde, I'll give you a hand.
This is gonna turn into hell. Like that one show that has Richard Horvitz and this one succubus. Not so sure what it's exactly called, but all the characters are actually in hell.
Oh, good gravy. Is that a yellow sack spider? Oh, it's a jumping. Now it's over there.
He sounds just like Lola. Yeah, giant spider, let's go before it eats us.
Pathetic.
Jackass.
Oh, that's grotesque.
Okay, this is so fucking ridiculously stupid. Even I don't think Liam would actually be so much that fucking much cruel as bad as his friends were to him when they ditched him during Past Your Bedtime. Because honestly, I don't find anything too much unlikable between Liam and Stella. I believe he did something unlikable before in Making the Grade, but he didn't do anything too unlikable as much as Rusty has did, especially when he started off in Hand-Me-Down. And if there's a God, please do not let them eat this nasty, disgusting shit.
I'd like to make a toast to Clyde and his amazing future at the Academy. You'll spend every minute honing your cooking skills. A semester of pastries, a semester of soups, a year of souffle. And after you finish at the academy, you'll study crepe making in Brittany. Then on to the Jura Mountains for cold cheese making.
Oh, I've seen the look in their faces, and y'all are starting to regret it.
It's fine. You'll move to another city, change your identity.
They'll come looking for me.
You have a very bright future ahead of you, Clyde.
Oh my gosh, it's everything our sweet baby Clyde has ever wanted.
Oh, he's got a bright future ahead of him, but his friends don't. Starting to feel like a dirty little prick, aren't ya? My God, some of these guys don't have anything better to write than just rehash and repeat episodes they've already done in the past.
Can't open that! Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici? I'd really like my dinner, s'il vous plaît.
Lincoln, stop it. Give her the meal.
Yeah, Lincoln, give her the meal. Unless you want to make a real nasty confess about what you and your friends were trying to do.
Dak, run! Give it back, Zach.
This is not good.
Mushrooms, beat some sense into that overcooked noodle that you call a hash!
Get over here!
Party time! Let's drink!
Son of a bitch!
All right, take it easy, guys.
Why the hell are you always telling me to take it easy, huh?
Sorry, I was just trying to help.
That's sort of like a pot calling the kettle black.
Back the f*** up!
What is wrong with you guys?
We were a bunch of assholes who couldn't stand you leaving to go into the friends because we're not good enough to take care of our own selves in cooking skills class. Because we just been taking lessons from season 4. That's why.
We couldn't let Dean DuPont have her dinner because we sabotaged it.
You asshole! You think this shit is funny?
You'd live so far away from us.
But we can't hold you back from the most amazing opportunity you've ever gotten.
You know, if anybody was stupid enough to try and sabotage my dinner for my guests or for my family, you know what I say to them?
My boobs are killing me because you use them to balance an AK-47! Now get out!
Okay, that's not exactly what I actually would say to them. This is exactly what I would say.
Out! Get out of the house! Go away!
But instead, just letting them go and leaving his house right there, he starts to be like Lori with Lenny Loud.
Wait. Look, it's not cool that you guys try to ruin my dinner, but I've changed my mind about the academy.
You said what? Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I know it's an incredible opportunity, but the curriculum sounds a little intense. I mean, cheese making in the mountains? I have a phobia of tall, snow-capped places.
Wow. That's a kind of laziness that you only dream about. You know, because you're so fucking lazy. I mean, it's like if Homer Simpson, Garfield, Snoopy, and Al Bundy all procrastinated to the last minute and finally came up with these.
Okay, seriously, how the fuck did we go from Dance Dance Resolution to rescuing Lana from a tree, from sliding down a frickin' steep hill and snowing down, to going back to the way he was back in season 1? I don't know who to blame this time, if it's the executive producer or the writer that's actually doing this. Because I feel like they can't even make their minds up.
And no offense, but I really don't want my future planned out. I love cooking, but I don't know that I want to spend my whole life doing it. I might change my mind and become a teacher or a motorcycle stuntman.
Ha! No.
Yeah, motorcycle, no. Teacher, I doubt it. I mean, just take a look about what he did back in the past from season 1 all the way up to season 4. And half of his teaching skills don't even get somewhere good. And yet he managed to handle Lincoln's sisters in Overnight Success, but he wasn't able to handle them in Baby Steps? Bullshit.
I understand, Clyde, but a talent like yours shouldn't go to waste. I think there's still a way we can cook together.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll actually take my advice for once of what they should have actually done all alone. Especially when Lori should have actually did this solution before Lenny could even fucking sabotage her. And I'm getting the feeling that they're not going to do any liar review episodes, but as sure as hell they're actually going to do some sabotaging episodes. I'd just be lucky that this didn't happen in HeadPod's anxiety.
Dip the eclair into the chocolat, allowing the excess to drip off. Très bien, Clyde.
Nice work, Romeo.
You are really judgmental, you know that? These part-time classes are the highlight of my week.
Ours too!
Go. Someone get her out of here!
Jesus Christ, can you be a little bit nicer about it?
Remind me to never have kids.
So this has been Don't Escar-go. You know, as if much of the writers don't learn too much of a lesson when they actually premiere an episode, if a Nickelodeon original reaches a fracture of the same height of that yellow sponge that we all know and could actually still love or hate from this day, or this Bucktube kid that has two fairies, it has to be either screwed over, Nicktoons, jump the shark, and hit seasonal rot. With the case of this show, it did the latter. Seriously, it did. You cannot even ignore the fact about the problems with episodes like this one. And I know I actually spoke about this when I guest starred on somebody else's channel about this episode, but I'll just say some of it again. Okay, so what's the huge problem with this episode, you're probably asking me? It's not the story itself, well, kind of. It's somewhere that actually started in the second half of this episode, where Lincoln and the Freckle Gang try to sabotage Clyde's perfect dinner to impress somebody from France, who I'll talk about in a few. And this entire scene made me cringe and made me get upset about these guys because I felt like they're being a bunch of selfish dude sticks trying to keep Clyde from actually not going to France when really you could have just let him go. And the more I actually watched the episode, the more I started to pick up some vibes about Flying Solo, Don't You Forget Me, Friends in Dry Places, and that a total fucking abomination of Schooled. In fact, they stole a lot from that episode, didn't they? It just feels like the writers are starting to make Lincoln and the Freckle Gang the bad guys, how they kind of used them in Grub Snub. And that kind of made them unlikable, but not as too unlikable as Lynn was in Sitting Bull, or better yet, Lenny actually ruining Lori's college scholarship in Don't You Forget Me. This scene really got me angry, and what even hurts it is actually that Stella would have been the voice of reason of the group, but nope, just like in Grub Snub, she actually goes along with this shit. And also in the very end, it turned out that Clyde didn't actually want to go to France because he's too much afraid of fucking heights. Since when has that even became a thing? I mean, he did actually handle so much his fear in Snow Way Down, so why the fuck did they change that? I would have loved to have seen some of these characters just actually move on. I mean, Clyde and Lincoln will always be friends, and they can always just talk on the web cameras besides just, you know where I'm getting at. The same kind of vibe that they did in Don't You Forget Me, where Lenny didn't want Lori to actually go off to college, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's such his life. If your friend's got to go someplace that he actually wants to go and achieve his future goals, let him or her do so. Do not hold him back. I was hoping something new was going to come out of this, but it feels like the writers are just running out of ideas like they are with Fairly Odd Parents, The Simpsons, Family Guy, SpongeBob, Thomas and Friends. The list goes on. This is why I barely don't give a rat's ass with this episode. But it didn't go so much worse as School did. That one almost kind of worked because Lincoln took it upon himself because he actually wanted to be in some place where his friends were at and not be in Mr. Bowhoffler's class. But his principal was actually fucking dumb enough to actually send him to Canada. What kind of fucking sense did that even add up to? But at least in this episode, we only had one plot to focus on instead of focusing on 5 plots. It just didn't pique so much my interest. I was waiting for so many of the other characters to actually move on, as Lori did when she was going to college and Schooled. But didn't save it too much as so much beginning season 6. I would have loved it if they were actually gonna premiere the actual season 6 with Present Danger. I have no idea of why they didn't even premiere that episode. Instead, they had to premiere this one. So what's really good about this episode? Well, I could say the very beginning of the episode when Clyde is actually being accepted by one of his relatives to go to France to test his culinary skills. And I love so much the interaction with the cook from This the Cook and how the way he interacted with Lynn Sr. In fact, I would have loved it if this episode was just around both of them. No, actually add 3 of them actually in this one. It was also great to see Nanagill again. It's also really surprised that the kid who actually played Clyde in that god-awful Christmas special live-action movie actually voices him here, and he does a really damn good job with it. And yet, he's still the saving grace for that live-action Christmas special. He's still not good enough to actually save it from being good. And also seeing the new character, Dean, who's also voiced by Deborah Wilson, whose voice I swear I actually have heard her from somewhere in either Hoodwink 2, The Proud Family, or The Boondocks. Maybe she might be in all of those ones, I'm not sure. But I actually heard her voice somewhere in definitely The Boondocks. So in the first hack, it was really good, but halfway in the second hack, it got atrocious, but in the very end, it kinda worked. But hey, I hope you like episodes that they keep rehashing from another episode they already did, because I don't. I'm the Loud House Critic. I don't know, is it too late for me to go back to school at this point?
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove, it's how we show our love. In the loud house, one boy and 10 girls wouldn't trade it for the world.
Oh, I'm not gonna punish you. I am gonna tear you